Hi, everyone. Welcome to Axios House at South by Southwest. I'm Kerry Flynn. I'm a media reporter at Axios. We also co-run a new product called Media Trends Executive. If you don't subscribe already, please find me after so I can tell you more about it. Also, if you are taking photos, videos, anything from today, please use the hashtag Axios House. And without further ado, we're here to talk about this being savvy consumers. So you'll see on stage incredible marketers and brand leaders who are reaching consumers in really interesting ways, whether using social media or just being innovative with AI. I'm here to welcome Sami Spalter. She's the founder of a company called Form, based here in Austin. Sami? Thanks so much for joining us, Sami.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. Welcome to Austin, everyone. For anyone who does not live here, the weather is spoiling us this weekend. I'm very happy about that.
I was a little cold last night.
It did get chilly.
Yes.
Yeah, when the wind comes in, the chill does come in. And yeah, I'm wearing a jacket for the first time in 2 weeks, but I'm here for it. A little fringe moment.
You look great.
Thank you.
So Sami, tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of like, what I find so fascinating about your journey and your career is that you used to work behind the scenes in influencer marketing.
Yes.
And now you are, I'm gonna say, you're an influencer yourself, right? In terms of an influencer, entrepreneur, founder. So walk me through how that career change happened.
You know, in life, I think we all tend to put ourselves in these boxes of, when I graduated college, I originally was running an influencer marketing agency. So I was very behind the scenes, running huge campaigns for brands like Walmart, Airbnb, Lyft. And I was good at it, but my passion wasn't really there. And when I took a break from that and dove into myself and really spent time figuring out what I was passionate about, which ended up being wellness. I've lost over 85 pounds and have completely changed my life in every single way. I redefined what my life was gonna look like. And once I started sharing about that journey, I kind of became an influencer. And we were just talking backstage about this term influencer. And I just really think I'm an expert at my own life. And I'm so here to share what has changed my life. And if that inspires someone else, then okay, amazing. I have a little bit of influence. But what has been fun is also starting Form alongside that journey.
Yes, so can you describe a little what Form is?
Yes, so Form is a wellness platform. So for your movement, your nutrition, mindfulness, but more than anything, a beautiful community of hundreds of thousands of women who choose to form the best versions of themselves every single day. And we now have activewear, we have our podcast Transform. So it's really become such a 360 brand. And at the end of the day, it's just a million people coming together to celebrate forming their best self, which again is what I wake up every single day and choose to do.
Though I'm curious, you're entering this space that is clearly so crowded, right? There are so many fitness brands, so many wellness like spaces. So what really inspired you to take that leap to enter a crowded space, and how do you stand out? What really makes Form different?
I love the quote, "No one is you, and that is your power." And I always come back to that to give myself permission to say yes and do it, because no matter how crowded a space is, or no matter how saturated it can be, no one's ever gonna do it the way that we do it, because they're not us. And I think no matter what industry you may be in, you can sometimes feel like looking around is gonna give you inspiration to help you figure out what's next. But my best philosophy is actually staying really heads down and being able to know yourself so well and check in with yourself to help decide what feels authentic to you before just doing what worked for someone else.
Well, speaking of that, I was fascinated when I was researching your company. It's only for women, right?
I mean, my husband in the crowd has definitely done some Form workouts, but I would say you can't be everything for everyone. And I believe that women, we're special. We deserve special treatment. And the way that I want to move my body, the meals that I'm craving when I'm at a certain part of my cycle, it's different, right? Like, we literally have what workouts you should do when you're on your period. And it's different. We have different bodies, and I think that women deserve the attention because of that.
Well, I love that, honestly.
Girl power. But we do love men, too. We always call them the boyfriends and husbands of Form. And I always love when I'm meeting our community IRL when the guys do come up and they're like, oh my God, that 10-minute abs killed me. And even Pilates, I feel like a lot of men don't really try Pilates, but for every man in the crowd, please try Pilates and let me know what you think, because it hurts and it will get those tiny little muscles that you didn't even know you had.
What great advice. I'd love to chat now about your marketing strategy. You did say that you do like a lot of your own content. You mentioned Transform, your podcast. So these days there are so many different brands who are trying to decide of where they should be spending their time. So many platforms, so many ways to tell your story. So walk me through about like why does a podcast make sense to you? And again, where do you really invest your energy when there's so many different ways you could tell that story?
This is such a great question. For us starting a podcast, that was such a big ask from the community. And the reason that I love a podcast is because it just feels like you're in a conversation with a friend. Like, this should be a Transform episode, and I wish we were recording it for that purpose. But what my co-founder, also named Sami, and I get to do is open up our conversations for everyone else to listen in. And the feedback that we're able to hear from the community is that they just feel like they're a part of the conversations, that it's just a bunch of best friends in a room kind of living this life together and transforming together. But in terms of the social media landscape, there's obviously so much buzz around TikTok. Is it here to stay? Where is it going? Our community is primarily on Instagram and TikTok. We've actually been investing more in YouTube now that TikTok is kind of on the fritz. But for me personally, my audience is on Instagram. So I go where they are, and that's what feels authentic to me. I love TikTok creators. My brother is a great example of someone who has such this character energy and can hop on TikTok, and there's no aesthetic. It's just raw, real personality. But I actually love curating, like my wellness tips of the week and putting that out on Instagram in an authentic way. So I would say for a brand or any personal brand, lean in to everything and you'll know what feels right for you.
What about paid marketing? Like, again, when I think of like your competitors in this space, there's so much like, I feel I'm flooded with all these different ads. So what about Forum for paid ads?
So we started testing paid marketing in 2024, and last year was the very first year we ever spent $1 on marketing. We're about 4 years old. We started in 2021. And what was interesting is, yes, it allowed us to scale and reach new audience, but it also did affect our profits. So I think when you are knowing that you're investing in paid marketing, what is your goal? And for us, we're a bootstrap business. We didn't go out and raise millions and millions and millions of dollars to scale a company. It's me and my best friend, who is my co-founder, really just trying to change as many lives as possible, but in a way that feels natural. And I think when you invest all of those millions in paid marketing, you're able to see such acute scale, but how are you growing with it? And for us, at the end of the day, yes, the more people's lives that we can change, the more the merrier, but it needs to feel true to us. And we just believe in our organic marketing so much that we know we'll reach her, even if it's not through us spending those ad dollars.
I'm really curious to keep the conversation going there as your company grows, like in terms of like whether or not you'll dip your toe in it again, and again, what channels make sense to you.
So this year, while we've scaled back on paid marketing, we're actually investing more in our IRL experiences. So we are a digital first brand and really love feeling our community in real life. And we have a pop-up event coming in May in New York City. So if anyone's based in New York, we will be there.
Please invite me.
May.
Thanks.
Yes, I will see you there, Kerry. We will do Austin later this year, as well as Los Angeles this summer, which are our 3 main markets. And, that's marketing dollars that could have gone towards ads, but we really want to bring our community together IRL. And the magic in a room when we are all moving and grooving together, and also being a digital company, I can't tell you how many amazing community members I get to DM with every single day that feel like my best friends, and then getting to hug them in person and feel their energy, again, move alongside them, it is the greatest gift. So that just feels more organic to us in having those experiences versus just scaling the company. We don't look at it as just a number. We want a holistic feeling. At the end of the day, we always say form is a feeling, and for anyone who loves to work out, you know that feeling after you crush a workout. We're not chasing aesthetics. We're not just worried about getting abs. We really want that feeling of, I just took time for myself to do what I needed to feel my best self. And when you do that in a collective, in real life, with people who love the brand, it is the most intoxicating feeling.
Well, I'm excited to see you in May.
Yes.
Can you share a little bit like about how you, I guess, work with brands though? Like, I'm curious, even you're talking about this event, like you said you're putting your marketing dollars into it, but can like brands appear at this event? Are you like doing partnerships with other companies in the space?
Yeah, like even when I think of my personal brand, if I'm saying yes to work with a brand and promote them on Instagram as a influencer, with quotes, it's because I genuinely love the brand and I already use it every single day. And it's so easy for us to bring those brands into those IRL experiences. I think of one specific partnership, though, that kind of lives beyond just our IRL moments, because that's 3 weekends of the year. I don't know if any of you know of Bala, but we've recently partnered with Bala to form fitness equipment. So they have dumbbells and Bala bangles, which, you know, the girlies, I'm sure we all love our Bala bangles. I walk around in them all the time. And we were the first brand to ever do a full collaboration across a product with Bala. And the reason I'm so excited about that is because I've watched so many other competitors in our space kind of do their own version of what Bala's already done and become the expert at. And for us, we love saying heads down in what we're great at. And I don't want to really reinvent the wheel when it comes to fitness equipment, especially when I love what Bala's doing. So that was so easy to just partner with a brand that we already admire and share the same community and demo. But let's make it a shared moment with the Form and Bala collaboration.
Amazing. And like you said, you're not stretching yourself too thin there by like launching all these new like products, right? Especially as a startup journey, it makes sense. Well, we're getting close to time here already. I want to hear a little bit more about like what's next for you when it comes to Form. I know you mentioned the IRL events, but anything you can tell us again as you start to grow this business, maybe new spaces you want to expand to, what can we expect from you the rest of the year?
Yes, I love this question. I love thinking forward, and we have a lot of expansion going on. So currently we have 3 different trainers. We just launched our prenatal, postnatal programming, which has been a huge hit for our community, and all of amazing mamas going through the process of what is getting pregnant, giving birth, and coming back to yourself after that process. We do have new trainers launching, one who has not been announced yet, who will be announced at our pop-up in New York City in May. And the hint is that she is based in New York, which is our #1 audience. So really excited to have more IRL experiences there with her boots on the ground. And then when it comes to our activewear brand, we have drops coming every single month. So our next drop this month comes in 2 weeks, and every month after that for the rest of this year. So if you're into activewear, we have made what makes me the most confident in my workouts and through the rest of my days, Form activewear. I know I'm biased, but it is the best of the best. And our podcast, new episodes come out every Wednesday. It's Transform, and we're really there to just share what we're going through and how we're transforming our lives and getting to interview experts in this space who have helped change our lives as well.
Awesome. Well, clearly you'll be very busy. I'm excited to see you in May. Sami, thank you so much for joining us today at Axios House.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And stick around. I'm here to welcome our Axios' publisher, Nick Johnson, on stage.